Imagine this. Nothing in your life is random. Every joy, every struggle, every moment has meaning. Buddhism teaches that each experience carries a lesson meant to awaken your true self. In this video, we'll uncover how ancient wisdom reveals the hidden purpose behind everything you face. Stay with us and learn how mindfulness and karma can help you find balance, peace, and purpose in every experience. Because in truth, everything happens for a reason. The truth of impermanence. Everything around us is in motion, shifting, evolving, transforming. Nothing stays the same. Our emotions, the people we love, the paths we walk, all are temporary. This truth, known in Buddhism as anicca, reminds us that impermanence is not a flaw in life. It is life itself. Suffering begins when we fight against this natural rhythm. When we try to hold on to what is fading or rush through what feels uncomfortable. But peace comes when we stop resisting and start flowing. Like a river that never clings to a single drop of water, or a tree that lets go of its leaves without fear of loss, we too can embrace the art of release. Change isn't our enemy. It's our greatest teacher. It pushes us to grow, to adapt, to see beauty in each passing moment. When we accept that nothing is forever, we begin to live fully in the now. Joy deepens, pain softens, and life becomes lighter. Every ending hides a beginning. Every storm clears for calm skies. The secret isn't to stop change. It's to move with it gracefully, fearlessly, and free. The art of letting go. Suffering often begins when we cling to people, possessions, emotions, or beliefs, hoping they'll secure our happiness. But everything in life shifts and changes. Nothing stays the same. When what we hold on to fades, we feel pain, because our peace depends on the unstable. True freedom comes when we stop anchoring our joy to what's outside us. Letting go doesn't mean indifference or lack of love. It means embracing life without grasping, loving without possession, and appreciating each moment without demanding it last forever. When we release our need to control, space opens within us, space for calm, clarity, and genuine love. By allowing life to flow as it is, we discover a deeper happiness untouched by loss or change. Peace isn't found in holding tighter, but in loosening our grip and trusting that every ending simply makes room for a new beginning. Karma. The echo of our actions. Nothing that happens in your life is random. Every thought you nurture, every word you speak, and every action you take sets something in motion. A ripple that travels through the fabric of existence and eventually returns to you. This is the essence of karma, not as superstition or divine judgment, but as a natural, universal law, as real as gravity. When you toss a pebble into a still lake, ripples expand outward, altering the surface long after the stone has vanished beneath the water. Our actions do the same. Some consequences appear quickly, while others take months, years, or even lifetimes to unfold. But one truth remains constant. Every cause creates an effect, and every effect begins as a cause. Karma is not a cosmic punishment system. It is the mirror of our own energy. Whatever we project, kindness or cruelty, honesty or deceit, compassion or indifference, eventually reflects back into our lives. The universe doesn't judge, it simply responds. It echoes what we send out. Even our inner world participates in this law. The thoughts we entertain and the emotions we feed shape our external reality. A person who harbors anger, jealousy, or resentment may appear calm on the surface, But those emotions quietly corrode their peace, influencing their choices, relationships, and even health. Conversely, someone who cultivates patience, forgiveness, and love radiates a magnetic calm that transforms their surroundings. We often look at life and wonder why good people suffer or why some who act with selfishness seem to prosper. But karma doesn't operate on our timetable. Some seeds sprout quickly. Others remain hidden beneath the soil, waiting for the right conditions to bloom. The law of cause and effect is patient. It unfolds precisely when it must. This understanding frees us from the illusion of randomness. Instead of blaming others or circumstances for our pain, we begin to recognize the invisible thread connecting our past choices to our present reality. This isn't about guilt or self-blame. It's about empowerment. If our actions helped create our current situation, then our future is also in our hands. We can shape it through conscious thought, compassion, and integrity. A wise Buddhist teacher once explained it through a simple metaphor. If you plant rice, rice will grow. If you plant thorns, you will harvest pain. Life gives us the harvest of our own planting. Every word, every intention, every gesture is a seed that determines what will bloom next. Karma, then, is not destiny, it is choice. We are not prisoners of our past actions, but sculptors of what is yet to come. Each moment presents a new opportunity to plant better seeds, to rewrite the story of our lives through mindfulness and compassion. Even if we've made mistakes or caused harm before, awareness gives us the power to change direction. There are three main pathways through which karma operates: thought, speech, and action. These three streams of energy flow constantly, shaping the quality of our lives. A harmful thought might seem harmless if left unspoken, but if it lingers, it can evolve into negative words and destructive behavior. Likewise, a single kind thought can blossom into acts of generosity that ripple far beyond what we see. Mindfulness, the practice of observing our inner and outer behavior with awareness, helps us see these patterns clearly. It reveals how certain reactions perpetuate our suffering. For example, when we respond to anger with more anger, we add fuel to the fire. But if we pause, breathe, and choose calm understanding, we dissolve that cycle and create harmony instead. In this way, karma becomes our greatest teacher. Every challenge is an invitation to look within, to see what we are cultivating. If we repeatedly find ourselves in conflict, perhaps life is asking us to plant seeds of patience. If we feel unappreciated, maybe we're being reminded to give without expectation. Every experience, pleasant or painful, carries wisdom when we approach it with awareness. Karma also extends beyond the individual. Our collective actions, how we treat the planet, how we care for others, how we engage with society, form the shared karma of humanity. When we choose kindness, sustainability, and justice, we contribute to a ripple of healing that benefits not only us, but generations to come. One of the most misunderstood aspects of karma is intention. The energy behind an act determines its true weight. Helping someone for praise or recognition creates different karma than helping from genuine compassion. The outer action might look the same, but the inner vibration, the motivation, defines the result. Buddhism teaches that pure intention purifies karma, while selfish intention binds us deeper to the cycles of suffering. Our past doesn't define us, it informs us. Every sunrise offers a blank canvas on which we can paint a new destiny. Whether we've acted with ignorance or wisdom, cruelty or kindness, the present moment is always the point of power. By becoming more conscious of our thoughts, words, and actions, we can reshape the trajectory of our lives and transform negative patterns into positive ones. Transformation begins with small, deliberate acts, choosing honesty over convenience, responding with patience instead of anger, expressing gratitude rather than complaint. These choices might seem insignificant, but they are powerful beyond measure. Like drops of water that eventually fill a river, small acts of goodness accumulate, changing not only our own path, but the collective flow of the world around us. Karma teaches us that we are the architects of our experience. We may not control every event, but we always control our response. And in that response lies our freedom. When we take responsibility for our energy, our thoughts, our words, our behavior, we stop living as victims of fate and begin to live as conscious creators. Every moment becomes an opportunity to begin again. Each interaction, a chance to plant compassion. Every challenge, a lesson disguised as difficulty. When we live with this awareness, life transforms. We stop fearing consequences because we understand their roots. We stop chasing reward because we find meaning in right action itself. Ultimately, karma is not about cosmic bookkeeping. It is about harmony, the balance between what we give and what we receive. It invites us to live awake, to act with integrity, and to understand that every choice, no matter how small, contributes to the world we inhabit. So ask yourself, what kind of ripples are you sending into the world today? Because in time, those very ripples will return, not as punishment or reward, but as the echo of your own creation. That is the power and the promise of karma. The power of acceptance. From childhood, we are taught to chase dreams, push through obstacles, and fight against whatever stands in our way. Yet few of us are ever taught the quiet strength of acceptance, the wisdom of allowing life to be what it is without endless resistance. Acceptance is not surrender, it's not laziness or giving up. Real acceptance is strength. It is the calm recognition of what is, without denial or resistance. It means seeing reality clearly, without judgment, without should or must. It's the quiet courage to say, this is how it is right now, and I can still find peace within it. Most of our suffering doesn't come from what happens, but from our refusal to let go of how we think things should be. We resist. We argue with reality. We cling to people, outcomes, and expectations. But resistance only deepens pain. Acceptance, on the other hand, dissolves it. Buddhist philosophy teaches that everything in life arises from a web of pauses and conditions. Nothing stands alone, and nothing happens by pure chance. Each event, even those that hurt us, carries within it a lesson, an invitation to grow. When we shift from, why is this happening to me, to what is this teaching me, we move from victimhood to wisdom. There's an ancient story of a wise farmer that captures this truth beautifully. One day, his only horse ran away. His neighbors pitied him, saying, "What bad luck." The farmer replied, "Who knows if it's good or bad?" A week later, the horse returned, bringing several wild horses with it. "Such good fortune," the neighbors exclaimed. The farmer said again, "Who knows if it's good or bad?" Later, while taming one of the new horses, his son fell and broke his leg. The neighbors sighed, "What terrible luck." The farmer repeated calmly, "Who knows if it's good or bad?" Soon after, soldiers arrived to recruit young men for war, but left the farmer's injured son behind. What once seemed like misfortune saved his life. The moral is simple: we never see the full picture in the moment. Life's blessings and challenges often change places with time. Acceptance doesn't mean we stop acting. If something can be changed, we act wisely to change it. But when something lies beyond our control, illness, loss, the behavior of others, fighting it only adds more pain. Wisdom lies in knowing when to act and when to let go. Meditation helps cultivate this wisdom. When we sit quietly, watching our thoughts and emotions without judgment, we realize they rise and fall like waves. Nothing stays forever. This understanding extends to life itself. Everything changes, everything passes, and that's okay. One of life's greatest challenges is accepting people as they are. We often suffer because we expect others to behave, love, or think the way we want them to. But just as we have our own lessons, so does everyone else. The moment we stop trying to reshape others and start seeing them with compassion, light and shadow included, our relationships begin to heal. Acceptance also means making peace with ourselves. So many of us carry guilt, shame, or endless dissatisfaction with who we are. But true growth begins with self-kindness. To accept yourself is not to stop improving. It's to stop waging war against yourself. When you meet your flaws with understanding instead of criticism, transformation becomes natural, not forced. Change is inevitable. Loss, disappointment, success, love, all of it flows through our lives like a river. When we resist, we suffer. When we flow, we find peace. Acceptance doesn't remove pain, but it softens it. It turns chaos into clarity and struggle into surrender. Not the surrender of defeat, but of trust. The secret of acceptance is practice. Start small. Accept the slow traffic, the rain that ruins your plans, the delay, the misunderstanding. Notice how each moment becomes lighter when you stop fighting it. Over time, this awareness prepares you for life's bigger storms. True freedom isn't about controlling every outcome. It's about finding serenity no matter what unfolds. When we stop demanding that life bend to our will, we begin to experience its natural rhythm. Unpredictable, imperfect, yet profoundly beautiful. To accept life as it is, moment by moment, is to finally breathe freely. It is to realize that peace doesn't come from having everything under control. It comes from letting go of the need to control it all. And when you do, life itself begins to flow through you with grace, ease, and quiet power. Discovering growth through pain. Life has a way of testing us. We lose people we love, face rejection, illness, disappointment, and unexpected change. In those moments, it often feels like the world has turned against us. But what if those hardships weren't punishments, but invitations? What if, hidden inside every difficulty, there was a lesson designed to awaken something deeper within us? Buddhist philosophy teaches that everything is interconnected. Nothing happens in isolation. What we see as chaos or misfortune is often part of a larger pattern we can't yet understand. The storm that feels like it's tearing us apart may actually be clearing space for something new to grow. There's an old tale of a master blacksmith and his apprentice. One day, the apprentice grew frustrated watching the master, Place raw iron into the fire again and again, then strike it with heavy blows. "Why must you torture the metal so much?" he asked. The master smiled and replied, "Because only through fire and pressure does it become strong enough to hold its shape." Later, the apprentice understood the fire wasn't destroying the metal, it was refining it. Each strike, each moment in the heat, removed its impurities and revealed its true form. In the same way, life's challenges temper our spirit. The struggles that seem to burn and break us are often forging our inner strength. Without the fire, there is no resilience. Without resistance, there is no transformation. Suffering, when faced consciously, becomes a teacher. It reveals what we cling to, what we fear, and what we still need to heal. It strips away illusion and shows us who we really are beneath comfort and control. Pain has the power to transform, not because it's pleasant, but because it forces us to evolve. Think about the moments that changed you most. Often, they weren't the easy ones. A heartbreak might have taught you the value of self-love. A failure could have redirected you toward a path more aligned with your purpose. A loss might have deepened your compassion for others. Life's toughest moments refine us, much like fire purifies gold, burning away what no longer serves us, so our true essence can shine through. When adversity hits, our instinct is to resist, to ask, "Why me?" But resistance only intensifies the pain. A more powerful question is, what is this trying to teach me? Every experience has something to offer. Patience, humility, strength, forgiveness, or detachment. When we shift from complaint to curiosity, we begin to see meaning in the chaos. The truth is, growth often disguises itself as discomfort. We rarely evolve in times of ease. It's through struggle that our deepest qualities emerge. Life doesn't give us what we want, it gives us what we need to awaken. Every challenge is a message, sometimes whispered, sometimes shouted, urging us to rise higher in awareness. This doesn't mean we should romanticize suffering or seek it out. Acceptance isn't passivity. It means recognizing that pain is part of life's rhythm. And rather than fighting it, we can meet it with mindfulness and grace. When we accept, we stop wasting energy resisting what already is. And that energy transforms into wisdom. One practical way to uncover the hidden gifts of hardship is reflection. Write down your most difficult experiences and ask yourself, what did I learn? What strength did I discover in myself? You may be surprised to find that those moments built your resilience, deepened your empathy, or clarified your purpose. The human heart is incredibly adaptable. Time and awareness reveal that even our greatest wounds can become our greatest sources of wisdom. The breakup that broke you may later help you guide someone else. The illness that humbled you may inspire you to live more fully. Nothing is wasted, not a single tear, not a single trial. When we begin to trust that life has meaning, even when it hurts, our relationship with pain changes. Instead of drowning in why, we open ourselves to what for. This shift doesn't erase the difficulty, but it fills it with purpose. Every challenge carries a seed of transformation. Every setback, a hidden doorway to a deeper understanding of yourself and the world. To find it, we must be willing to look, not with fear, but with faith. Because the truth is, nothing in life happens by accident. Even in your darkest moments, life isn't punishing you, it's preparing you. Every hardship is a quiet invitation to awaken, to grow, and to discover the strength that's been within you all along. The power of now. Our minds are rarely where we are. We drift into the past, replaying memories with longing or regret. Or we project into the future, imagining scenarios with anxiety or expectation. Meanwhile, the present, the only moment we truly have, slips by unnoticed. Buddhism teaches that mindfulness is the art of returning fully to this present moment, grounding ourselves in life as it unfolds. Mindfulness is more than meditation. It's a way of living. It means being completely present in every action. Eating becomes a rich experience when we savor each bite. Conversations deepen when we listen without planning a response. Walking becomes a meditation when we feel every step, every breeze, every sensation. Through mindfulness, ordinary moments reveal their extraordinary depth. The human mind is restless, like a monkey leaping from thought to thought. Meditation trains it to focus, to notice without clinging. Even a simple breath exercise, observing air moving in and out, anchors us to now. When distractions arise, we gently return attention to the breath, strengthening our ability to stay present. Living mindfully transforms our relationship with life. Thoughts are no longer commands, but passing clouds in the sky of awareness. We notice them, then let them drift away. This perspective shows that most worries are illusions, created by focusing on what was or what might be. Peace emerges when we stop chasing the future or clinging to the past. Mindfulness also gives us choice. Instead of reacting impulsively with anger, fear, or frustration, we create space to respond with clarity and calm. In this space, challenges become opportunities for conscious action, rather than triggers for stress. Every moment holds the potential for awakening. Mindfulness can be practiced anywhere, while washing hands, drinking tea, or hearing a bird sing. Happiness is not a distant goal, but the ability to fully inhabit the present. By noticing small details, the taste of food, the warmth of sunlight, the rhythm of our breath, life becomes richer and more vivid. Even ordinary tasks can become profound when approached with awareness. This practice reshapes our perception, revealing beauty in the everyday and connecting us more deeply to existence. Problems still arise, but with mindfulness, we face them without being swept away by mental drama. We can start small. Pause for a few conscious breaths each morning. Listen attentively to others, or approach meals with gratitude. These tiny acts cultivate a habit of presence, gradually transforming how we live. Mindfulness is practical, not abstract. It anchors us in reality, freeing us from distraction and worry. Life is not in the past or the future. It is happening now. When we embrace the present, we discover that happiness isn't something to chase. It is the very essence of living fully in this moment. Our mind shapes our reality. Suffering isn't caused by events, but by how we react to them. Buddhism teaches that by observing our thoughts without attachment, we can transform pain into clarity. Meditation and mindfulness train us to respond instead of reacting, turning fear, anger, and worry into opportunities for growth. True freedom comes when we stop identifying with negative emotions and release attachment to them. Enlightenment isn't a distant goal. It's living fully in the present, with awareness and serenity. By mastering the mind, we change not only ourselves, but the world we experience.